What's up guys, this is HashTagNerdz, and in this tutorial I would like to teach you how to configure routers in Cisco Packet Tracer. If you have seen the last tutorial, we ended our tutorial by creating this network, and we were trying to configure it, but we saw that these red dots right here, they were not actually turning on. They were not turning into green. Well, that's why, because the routers are not configured yet. So we will try to configure the routers, but first I need to mention one thing that I know you would ask afterwards. Is right now you can see all these numbers FA00. These are basically the name of the ports, but they are not visible by default when you install Packet Tracer. So if they are not, what you can do is you can go to the options and preferences, and there's an option right here, always show port labels. Okay, you can this will be off. As you can see, when I clicked it, it said it has actually turned off the labels, and when I check it, it will turn it back on. So if they are not enabled, you can always enable them from here. So now we'll start configuring our router. Just click on the router, and there you go, you have this configuration box here, and you can change the name. Okay, let's say I want to change the router name to R1, like for router 1, and then we can go to the interfaces. Now you have to see that this interface is FA0-0, which means fast Ethernet 0/0. Okay, so we're gonna have to assign an IP address to it, an IP address from a specific network. If you know how subnetting works, then you would know that there's a network and you've got different hosts to it. So we have to, assign an IP address of a certain network to this particular port. So what we can do is we can just go to this box right here, and let's say 192.168.1.1. okay, so this is an IP address of the network 1, you can say. And as you just click on the subnet mask box, it will put in the default subnet mask, but you can obviously change it. I'm not going to change it because that's fine with me. And you have to turn the port on. Okay, as soon as you turn the port on, you can see the light here is turned on, and this one is yellow, and this will eventually turn into green after it is configured. And there's also another port, which is serial port, and you have to assign an IP address too. So we can also do that in the same way, but you need to make sure that the IP address assigned to the serial port should be of a different network. It cannot be of the same network, okay, because it is a router, and routers are used to connect networks. So obviously the networks on both sides of a router would be different. There would be different networks. Okay, so let's say we put a network like this, again the same subnet mask, and since you can see this a little clock right here, it is indicating that we need to mention the clock rate as well. Right now it is really high, like 200 or 200 million, I don't know, but we're gonna put it into like 64,000. That's fine, and turn it on. We will do exactly the same with all the other routers, and we'll try to configure them. But just we need to make sure that the IP addresses that we are assigning, uh, they are of different networks where we want to put the different networks. Now again, for this router, our R2, we're gonna have to select the interface, which is fast Ethernet 00, you can see here, and we're gonna put an IP address with a different network. We used 1 and 2, now I'm gonna use 3 and 1. Okay, and turn it on. Alright, and then again the serial, I will use 4th network, 168.4.1. okay, turn on, and the clock rate, let me see. Okay, yeah, we have a clock here, so we obviously have to set the clock here as well, and it's on, right? It's on. Okay, as you can see, the lights have turned on. Alright, so our, which means it's working. Okay, do the same thing with this router, and config, change the router's name if you like, and go to interface, this interface right here. I have given addresses up to 4, so I will use